So there's something called as notelm.google.com, and I was just made aware of it. So I was trying to see what it can do. And very recently I came across the fact that all my blogs, which I had written like 13, 14 years ago, they were all available on archive.org. So I picked one of my earlier blogs, which, trust me, I'd written it when I was 27 years old or something. And I was testing Notebook LM, and I copy pasted the blog, which is about 2 pages long, and I put it there and let the AI do its job. And it gave me a 6-minute auto generated podcast about that blog. It blew my mind as to what it can do. It just picked up all this text, and it has a podcast of two voices discussing what I've written, and the way they have discussed it, and it's mind blowing. So here is the audio, but before you listen to what the AI has done, you may want to go read the blog yourself so that you can make sort of more sense of what they're talking. I don't even know if I have to call them they. More sense of the conversation between these two voices generated by AI, and to see how beautifully it's done it. So the link to the blog is in the description. So you can go read that, a 5-10 minute read, and then come back and see the rest of the video and be mind blown. The world is changing, and it's changing very rapidly.
Ever get that feeling? You're like scrolling through all the movies. You know how it is. And then suddenly, bam, something just jumps out at you.
Oh, totally. That this has got to be good feeling.
Yeah.
But what is that, really?
Right. Like, what's the secret sauce? Well, today we're diving deep into the world of filmmaking, but with a really cool twist. We've got a director, super successful, but with a really unusual method.
Unusual, huh? I'm always up for unusual. Lay it on me.
So we're talking about understanding what makes an audience tick, right? But this director, they didn't care much for reviews or box office numbers, all that. This was about something else entirely.
More like a direct line to the source kind of thing.
Exactly. Pure, raw emotion. See, this director, their journey wasn't exactly typical, the whole Hollywood climb. It was during a screening, one of their earlier films, Manasar, that they kind of stumbled on their, secret weapon, I guess you could call it, and it was totally by chance.
Okay, now you've got me hooked. What happened?
So picture this. The movie's playing, packed theater, and the director, they just need a little air, so they slip out one of those side exits.
Yeah, I can see it.
But here's the thing. Instead of just rushing back to their seat, something makes them stop by the door, kind of hidden in that space by the curtain.
Okay, getting a little Wizard of Oz vibe here, but go on.
So they're in this weird spot, right? Movie on one side, audience on the other. And it hits them, they're watching people react, like a live feed, totally real to their film.
Whoa. A live feed of emotions. That is powerful stuff.
No kidding. And get this, it was during this super intense scene, an electrocution scene actually, that the light bulb really went off. They said later they were moved to tears, but not by the scene itself, by how the audience was reacting.
That's amazing. It speaks volumes about their goals as a filmmaker. It wasn't just about making a technically good film. It was about connecting on a deeply human level.
Exactly. And they owned it, too. I mean, they actually said, and I quote, I get a kick when the audience pour out their real emotions on a lie I have fabricated spending months of my time. They were hooked on that raw, genuine reaction. And you know what? This wasn't just a one-time thing for this director, this whole peeking behind the curtain thing. Oh, yeah. It became like a thing for them, this fascination with how audiences really reacted. They were hooked. They started looking for those hidden spots in theaters.
No way!
Totally serious. Like they were on a mission. Almost like, when scientists go undercover to study animals, but instead of animals, it was
moviegoers.
Exactly. They wanted to see those pure, unfiltered reactions, no middlemen.
And I bet they learned a lot from that, huh?
You have no idea. They even said it totally changed how they wrote their next film, Life-ish Teen. Remember that one?
Wait, the one that everyone raved about?
Yeah.
How it, got to you on such a deep level.
That's the one. And get this. The director actually credits their success with the film to this, unique method. They said that when they were writing, they'd actually picture the audience reacting to each scene.
Wow. So meta. Like they have their own personal focus group in their head.
Right. They said they could practically see people's faces, could almost predict what they do at the twists, the emotional parts, all because of all that time spent, like, secretly watching how people really respond to a film.
Talk about turning observation into an art form.
Mm-hmm.
They basically tapped into this universal experience of, those moments we all share, the laughs, the tears, that feeling when you're on the edge of your seat.
Totally. But, and this is important, they also admitted that it wasn't just about the technique, the observation. They talked a lot about how instinct still played a huge role, that gut feeling you just can't ignore. And even said they were kind of scared of losing that instinct someday.
Oh, I totally get that. It's like you can study and practice all you want, but there's this spark, this intuition that's just as crucial. You can't really force it.
Yeah, right. And that's what makes this filmmaker's story so fascinating, I think. It's bigger than just making movies. It's about that creative energy we all have. But it makes you wonder, what can the rest of us who aren't, big-time directors learn from all this? It really makes you think, doesn't it? Like, what if we all did that? Not just filmmakers, but everyone.
Right. Approached everything we do with that kind of intentionality.
Yeah, like really trying to see things from the other person's perspective, not just our own little bubble.
Exactly. This filmmaker, they went all out,
Yeah.
to really understand how their work landed, how it made people feel. And not for their ego or anything, but because they wanted to connect.
It's like the exact opposite of just being stuck in your own head,
100%. It's realizing that how your message is received, that matters just as much as what you're putting out there.
Totally. And it's not just like hoping for the best,
Yeah.
It's about actively looking for that feedback any way you can.
And here's the thing, once you've got it, you got to use it. Don't just nod along, really take it in and make changes if you need to. That back and forth, that's what makes all the difference.
It's true. I mean, look at the filmmaker. They didn't just watch, they used what they saw to tell better stories. And honestly, I don't think it's just about movies.
Oh, not even close.
Think about it. A killer presentation or writing something that really speaks to someone, even just, having a good conversation where you really click, it's all connected.
It's like learning to read between the lines, but with people. You're picking up on all those little cues, those reactions that tell you if you're really getting through.
That's kind of like a superpower, right?
Totally. But here's the best part. It's not some magical gift you have to be born with. It's a skill. Anyone can learn it. This filmmaker, they proved that.
So as we wrap up here, I want you to think about something. What if you tried this out in your own life? I mean, what if you started really paying attention, not just to what you're putting out there, but how it's being received?
Who knows? It might just unlock something amazing. You might surprise yourself. Thanks for diving deep with us. Until next time.
Catch you later.